This is the Conservative American Message, hosted by the one and only Cam Lau. It is Monday, April 8th, 2024, and you are listening to the 68th episode of this podcast. Robert Nozick said, "The trouble with government regulation of the market is that it prohibits capitalistic acts between consenting adults." Since starting this podcast, I often get hate from libtards online. I make my best effort to respond to each and every one of them because I live for arguing in the comments. It's never bothered me until I realized that libtards have been giving my show 1-star ratings on all of our platforms. So I need your help to combat this liberal misinformation that purports my show to be 1-star worthy. All you gotta do is click the 5 stars. It's an easy thing to do that goes a long way in moving the show up in the algorithms. You don't have to type up a whole review or anything like that. It's literally just click 5 stars. Also, yesterday was the final day to be entered to win a gift card with your purchase from our merch store. We still have t-shirts available, but we have a winner for the gift card. If you bought merch since the launch of our store, be checking your email sometime today. I'll be sending it out to find out if you were the winner. Speaking of merch, I have so many new ideas, but I don't want to overwhelm you guys with like 50 new items in the store. So my team is carefully evaluating and tweaking all of our new products in preparation to start dropping a few new items of merch soon. So be checking the store for new releases in the following weeks. In Joe Biden's latest attempt to cause problems, his administration is preparing to roll out regulation through the FDA that could ban menthol cigarettes. A plethora of regulations have already been passed banning many flavors of e-cigarettes and vapes. The claims have been that these fun flavors make nicotine products more attractive to minors. Some have even claimed that menthol is somehow racist because it targets lower-income black people. I don't quite get that one, but whatever. Black people do not want Biden to ban menthol cigarettes. Even Al Sharpton has spoken out against this ban. He says that the usage won't stop, it will just become illegal, leading to more negative interactions between blacks and police. Law enforcement groups have also come out against it. The more pointless laws that cops are required to enforce, the harder their jobs become. And obviously, major convenience stores and tobacco companies are the largest proponents against a menthol ban. They've estimated menthol-flavored products to make up nearly 40% of the tobacco market. And it's not like that 40% would just go away, quit smoking, and improve their health. They would just have to switch to regular cigarettes. In short, a ban doesn't accomplish anything and only has negative effects. People are not ignorant to the effects of smoking. We've been preaching for decades that smoking will kill you. But if you make the decision to smoke, that's your right. This is America. Let freedom ring. I think much of this regulation is well-meaning, and there has certainly been a rise in nicotine addiction among today's youth. But the flavors are not the issue. Kids don't try vapes for the flavors. They do it for the nicotine. The rise in youth comes from the accessibility and ease of vaping. You don't have to sneak around and smoke outside or out of your window. Vaping can be done anywhere. The smoke doesn't linger in the air, and the scent can easily be mistaken for like an air freshener. It's so discreet that you could never even tell if somebody was a vapor, the same way that you can tell with a smoker. I don't think banning vapes is the answer either. There is no answer, really. You'll never be able to stop every kid from trying drugs. The more government regulation there is, the worse it becomes, though. Before, an 18-year-old could buy nicotine for their high school classmates, somebody that you know and trust. But now, there's Federal 21, and these kids have to go through some pretty sketchy means to find those products, which opens up the danger of potentially being laced with fentanyl. The kids are going to find the drugs. That's just how it works. Even if there is a solution to underage nicotine use, I am sure that the federal government is the least qualified to implement it. The government has plenty of other things to unnecessarily regulate anyway. 8 states have joined California in adopting a plan to phase out all gas-powered cars by 2035, when they will be banned entirely from new sales. Making the list were Washington, Oregon, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Delaware, and Maryland. The law will still allow people to own and drive gas vehicles, and dealerships can sell used gas vehicles. They're just not allowed to sell new gas-powered cars. The law does not stop residents from purchasing in another state either. So essentially, it only inconveniences people and hurts the state's own economy by putting many dealerships out of business. But it's not that harmless. It also reaffirms a terrifying precedent that the government can control what kind of vehicle you're allowed to drive. Even if electric vehicles were more environmentally friendly, which they are not, but if they were, gas cars will just be brought in across state lines, leaving just as many on the road. Even if the liberals that voted in this idiocy want to go electric in their state, they don't have the infrastructure for charging stations throughout the state to be available at scale for their entire population. And I know that it won't be accomplished in the next 10 years either. The government can't even take care of the roads we drive on to begin with. How can they even begin to incentivize private investment in the foolish enterprise of charging electric cars? I am beyond grateful not to live in a horrid state like one of these 9, but the green fantasy is being pushed even at a federal level. Joe Biden would happily sign this into law in a heartbeat if it landed on his desk. I'm not afraid of electric cars either, though. I don't think that someone owning a Tesla is an idiot. You're only an idiot if you believe that electric is the future for everyone. I'm not much of a car guy, but I think Teslas are kind of cool. It's just basically a luxury sports car. If I could afford something like a Cybertruck, I would consider one. They're cool. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'm heavily invested in Tesla stock and hope to see the company succeed. But I also don't believe that Tesla's master plan is to collude with the government to sell an electric car to everybody in America. They're not that stupid. Tesla owns the technology that's being put into all electric vehicles, whether it's for GM, Ford, Toyota. Anything fully electric is likely to be using the proprietary tech owned by Tesla. So while these regulations might sell a few more Teslas, the company's not concerned with a green movement or government forcing Teslas into everyone's garage. They want to be a luxury brand that focuses on innovation and style. I'm also not a financial advisor, so don't go and run off to buy a bunch of Tesla stock just because Cam Lau said so. I just feel the need, unfortunately, to explain my belief and investment in Tesla as a company because for some reason electric vehicles are always being ridiculed. No, you shouldn't drive one cross-country. That's not their purpose. But that doesn't make them stupid, even if that one loser from high school thinks you're gay just because you don't drive a 3/4-ton diesel pickup. I drive to get places efficiently, not to look cool. My Toyota Camry gets better gas mileage anyway. And in Joe Biden's economy, every cent of gas counts. Well, that's all I have time for. Were you offended by this podcast? Good. Thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate you all. Have a great week and stay conservative.